It is 6:03 in the heart of the Texas Hill Country, and you're listening to Eat, Play, Live with me, Andi P, the show that's chasing dreams and crushing goals. My goal here is to help you live a healthier, happier, more balanced life. And as you know, our focus for this year is learning to love ourselves unconditionally. And in order to do that, you have to know exactly who you are. That's right, you. Unapologetically, no matter where you are, what you're doing, what other people think, what they say, just being you. Can you do that? I mean, sounds easy enough, right? Who else would you be? So just go out and it's not that easy. I don't know why. If you think about it, though, every person who knows you knows someone different. Think about that. Their image of who you are is based on the very tiny actual bit that they see, they hear, they touch. It's their little window. And then their interpretation of what they're seeing, hearing, touching is influenced by their own experiences, background, perceptions, baggage, all the stuff that they have going on. So imagine how many people know you and how many different versions of you they have. It's like there's an infinite number of yous out there. So how do you know which one you are? That's a lot. That was really deep. I don't know. But that's the thing is, that's why it's just up to you. You know, because if there are so many people with so many perceptions and you're letting them just blow you here and yawn and wither and nither, and they tell you what to do and where to go and how to think and how to breathe, you never can figure out who you are. You just have to dig into yourself. It's just up to you. You cannot be so influenced by others, so influenced by the circumstances that you're in. Sometimes we let those dictate who we are, you know, based on our career, what we're supposed to look like, what we're supposed to be doing, where we are in our life. There's so many things that tend to influence who we think we need to be. Have you ever had something happen that totally changed the way you see someone? You're like, you know, I thought they were this way. Chances are they didn't change at all. Something shifted your perception. You know, maybe there was somebody that you really admired. They had all these qualities that you perceived for a long time, and then a situation occurs and you discover that they were lacking strength. They were lacking resolve. All these qualities that you thought that they held, they embodied, and they didn't have it. They didn't live up to that. And all of a sudden, you see them as vulnerable. You see them as fearful. They're not the same person. Actually, yeah, they're the same person. They're the same person that they already were. It's you that has to change. It's you that has to shift. And that can happen to any of us at any time because perceptions are constantly shifting and flowing. And you cannot see, we spend so much time trying to influence what other people think about us or trying to worry about it, care about what they think, what they say. You can't. You just can't, because you cannot get into their head and know what is filtering how they take you. There was a woman recently that somebody told me she just does not like you. And I'm like, what do you mean she doesn't like me? Everybody likes me. There was something in her life that when she met me from the very get-go, she just didn't like me. And that's on her. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, you wouldn't be listening if you didn't like me. So how do you dig in? Stand strong and be the you that you know best. How do you do that? Oh my gosh. Do you know somebody who really embodies that? Think about the people that you know, and if there's someone that comes to mind. And for me, the person who actually inspired this whole topic tonight is my son, Nolan, who we used to always say when he was little, it's Nolan's world. We're just lucky to be living in it. Well, Nolan is unapologetically himself. He really, more than anyone I've ever met in my life, does not care what anybody else thinks about what he's doing. And it's so encouraging because 2 weeks ago, tomorrow exactly, it will be 2 weeks, he found out that he'd been accepted into the college of his dreams. Like, he has wanted to go to this college since at least middle school, if not sooner. And we went and visited 6 years ago. We did a campus visit, right? And he let himself get scared. He almost didn't apply because he got scared. And then he did it. And now he's in. And we had 2 weeks to all of a sudden he had to find an apartment. Oh, it's in Seattle, by the way. And we're living here in Mason, Texas. And we had pretty much wrapped our heads around the fact that it wasn't going to happen this year. So he's, okay, I'm going to do my thing. He was coming up with a new plan, pretty much unscathed. And all of a sudden, whirlwind time, find an apartment, get registered, move to Seattle. Oh my gosh, most people would be absolutely freaking out. And he's not at all. And people are saying, you don't know. I mean, you've been there once. You don't know anybody. You don't know your way around. So, you know what he knows? He knows who he is. That's what he knows. He has just no fear. Even the way he packs. He's taking less stuff, I think, to move than I'm taking for the 4 days it's going to take me to move him in, because he doesn't care what anybody else thinks. He's not dressing to impress them. He's just taking what he needs to do his thing, live his life. It's just really amazing to me. And he's very confident because this is a very techie school and he knows that it's his people. He knows he's going to fit in because, once again, he knows who he is. And I just think that's so inspiring. And the thing, too, that he has completely embraced is that he is on the autism spectrum, which most people then would make it even more so. Like, isn't it even more scary that he's going to move across the country? Nope. Because in his mind, things are they're kind of black and white, right or wrong, good or bad. And he just knows this is right. I am good. Here we go. I love it. I love it. I am so inspired by this and just so excited to see. And I think we can all learn from it because, he's going to major in video game design. Can you imagine how many people have laughed at that over the years? He's been talking about it since probably second grade. And sure you are. Like, every little boy wants to do video games. Of course they do, And so many of us, if we told people what our dreams were, what we aspired to be, and they said, yeah, whatever, that's silly, that's kids stuff, those are whatever, we would give up. How many of us would give up? Or maybe still pursue our dreams, but we're going to do it over here and not show you because we're embarrassed about what you think. Well, this kid, I'm telling you, he doesn't just play the games. He studies them. He knows every detail about the hundreds of games that he's interacted with. He knows how they were developed and designed and written and drawn and 3D modeled and all the details that most of us will never, ever understand because it's his passion and it's not yours, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be. So what is your passion? I kind of said that a little snarky. I didn't mean it snarky. What is your passion? Do you pursue it even when people tell you it's silly? Do you let them pull you into their vision of you? Do you let them? I think a lot of us do. Well, let's stop. Let's just make it a point right now to stop letting other people do that to us. Now, this is Eat, Play, Live, so let's go through the motions. We're going to stop letting people tell us what to eat. You know what your body needs, so be strong enough not to go with the flow. especially when the flow is going right through the drive-thru. You know better. Just stop doing it. You were created to be healthy, and healthy is not carrying a lot of extra weight. Healthy is not drinking an energy drink to wake up and then alcohol to settle down at night. Healthy is not indulging every desire for every taste sensation. Listen to my show, and I tell you week after week to give the world. Living a life that feeds your soul, challenges your mind, inspires others. That is what healthy is. You know, if you're struggling to love yourself because you don't think you have what it takes, you don't think you're doing the right stuff, stop. You are enough. You know, maybe you can't have or be everything you want. You know, I've heard it said, you can have everything, you just can't have it all right now. That's really so true. We want it all right now. I know we love the instant gratification, but no, what we can have is one step. We can decide what it looks like, what it is we're going to go after, and just take one step today in the right direction. Figure out what is the one little tiny thing I could do, and just do it. Maybe it's an actual step. Maybe it's just the beginning of a plan that you maybe start jotting down in a notebook. Make sure you remember what notebook. If you're like me and you have 867 of them, yeah, make sure you know which notebook you wrote that down in. But it's okay. Just start in the right direction. And you know, you may be looking down the road and you don't see where it leads. You have no idea. And so it's scary to embark on this path and you don't know where it's going. But the thing is, how could you know? There's going to be twists and turns. There's going to be hurdles, mountains, valleys. There's no way. And you don't want to see to the end, because if you did, you would miss the amazing, cool stuff and cool people and cool things you're going to learn along the way. And chances are what you see at the end right now, if you could see it, is totally going to change, because it's during the journey that the adventure makes itself. It's so cool. You may not even end up where you thought you were going when you started at all. That's okay. Oh my gosh. We can have so much fun if we just embrace the adventure of you. Living this life as the you were meant to be. I promise you got this. I am Andi P, and I'm reminding you that not all who wander are lost. In fact, we may wander right into finding our joy. So be joyful. Next week, I will not have a show. I will not be here. I will be stepping with my fearless boy into his new path. And I'm going to try to get through this without crying. I did so good up to this point. But the priceless gift of getting to go watch him. Oh, I didn't make it. Dang it. Watch him spread his wings and fly as roots and wings. That's what we're called to give our children. Roots and wings. I hope all of your kids fly high this school year. I have been enjoying seeing all the first day of school pictures that everybody's been posting. It's so awesome watching them grow up. Facebook can be super lame, but sometimes it's kind of cool getting to have a little peek like that. So I will be back in 2 weeks. I will try to have a topic that does not make me cry, but you know how that goes. No guarantees. So for now, thank you for tuning in and listening to Eat, Play, Live.